do you dream of being a mommy one day, or are you like, fuck no?
I really am so back and forth about it, to be honest.
Mhm.
Like, I definitely wasn't somebody who kind of like dreamed of that. You know how some people are like, I was
Yes.
born to be a mother?
Yeah.
Like, I've never really like felt that level of needing that.
Yeah.
I also was somebody who, you know, as a little girl, I was never like, I'm gonna get married one day. I never like dreamt about my wedding in that way that some girls do, or in that way that, you know, like I think society like painted like little girls as like dreaming about their wedding dress. Like like it didn't cross my mind once.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But now I am planning my wedding. I'm being absolutely insane, and it's so fun. I'm having so much fun.
I can't imagine.
It's so fun. It's so but we're also being like crazy. We're like, I don't know, whatever. We're like, we're gonna have this like really epic like cigarette station, and we're gonna have these people like walking around with like silver trays of cigarettes. And our like wedding planner is like, okay, like, shall we just decide like, you know, like the food? And we're like, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Everyone's just gonna smoke. Like, you know, we're just being like so dumb. But yeah, so the babies thing, it's like, I don't know. Like, some days I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a song about this on my album, like where I'm kind of talking about, maybe this is too sterile to say it like this, but the pros and cons of motherhood, and like
that makes complete sense.
You know,
to me.
I think there's like a lot of things that we have to sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And I think obviously we live in this world now where everybody's like, no, but like you don't have to sacrifice anything because you can like be a mom and work and do that and what, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's just so many different like things that come up.
No, you absolutely have to sacrifice things.
Yeah. And
to say that you don't is not...
It's not realistic.
But it's also okay to sacrifice things.
Totally. It's totally okay. I would worry that there would be some like resentment.
Absolutely.
For me.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe there's a lot of like nervousness around like talking about the possibility of feeling that way, because that does that equate to being a bad mother? I don't think so. I think it just equates to being like a human being.
Agreed.
But I think like there is a lot of kind of fear and like nervousness around being able to like completely talk like totally openly about, you know, how we as women feel about like the potential of like having a baby or being a mother, because I think we can be so shamed into, you know, like I think there's a lot of like people want to shame us about like maybe like if we don't want to be moms.
Well, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Totally. It's like exactly. So I haven't really figured it out, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really know.
You don't need to know.
Do you know? Do you want to have kids?
I do. And I came to that conclusion from Nora Smith. No,
Shut up.
No.
Our shining light.
I literally thank God for her. She showed me everything I needed to know about motherhood. No, I decided I did only because I think I accomplished my dream in a way career-wise. I don't need any more necessarily career-wise. I'm like sort of at a place where it's like, now I just want to just do things that are fulfilling for me, which is an absolute treat and like it's a treat to do it that way. And it's like, but I don't necessarily have this goal anymore. And so I kind of had this identity crisis for a long time. Like, well, what is my goal in my life then? Like, what is it? So, and I thought about it for a long time. And I came to the conclusion that for me, it was having a family of some sort. So it's like, no matter how it sort of forms and in what way that is, I was like, I think that is going to be the most fulfilling thing I can work towards. Because for me, I'm not fulfilled enough by anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like that I feel like I need. Whereas some people don't need that. Like some people are like fulfilled by, you know, sort of pursuing this like magnum opus of like whatever their ultimate creation is or something. You know, there's some people who are like, fuck a family. I don't need to do that. I want to create this like piece of art that lasts for longer than me. Or like, you know, some people are just like, I want to help other people. I don't need a family. I can go find family elsewhere and help it. Like it's different for everyone what that is for them. But I don't know, for some reason it was like, I think I have to.
Yeah.
Like my gut was like, Emma, you have to.
Then that's
But
cool.
that also might change. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember when I was 21, I was like obsessed with the idea of having a baby. And I was with a guy who was a nightmare.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, I'm going to have a baby with him. And thank God I didn't.
Thank fucking God you didn't.
But I was so
You were
in my head. And then I swung the other way to like, I'm never having a baby. And then I like, it's like, I've definitely been like, I want it, I don't want it, I need it, I don't, you know. So who knows?
I've been there too.
Who knows?
I was kind of like really against it for a long time. And then I was like, I don't know. But I also think too, people like don't think about how important who you choose is.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
But then also sometimes people do it on their own, and that's really cool.
Well, that's great because then you're not relying on anyone else.
You know, and I think everybody's scenario is so different and personal, and I don't think there can ever be like a blanket view on like.
No, I know exactly what
having
you mean.
A child,
yes,
you know, because
yes.
it's just everybody's life is different.
Even when you're getting married, like it's such an intimidating decision. You know what I mean? You're like, holy fuck, who am I marrying right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, has that been, I mean, I guess.
Am I nervous to get married?
Like, yeah. So what do you think of your husband?
Yeah.
Do you like him or no? I don't know. It's like, it's a big part of growing up that's like terrifying. Like my parents are divorced. So I was always like, I actually really am not afraid of divorce though.
Right.
Because they got divorced and I was like, it's all good.
Are they friendly?
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is like a godsend. So like for me, it's not as scary.
That's interesting. Well, see, for me, marriage isn't really a big deal because my parents didn't get married until I was 16.
Whoa.
Yeah. So marriage has never been this like weighted thing in my household.
Totally.
It's never really been like this thing that was ever expected of me or, you know, and when my parents did get married, I went to the wedding and there were like 3 other people there, you know, and my mom like wore a dress from Zara. It was not this like
that
big
is iconic
thing, you know? Yeah. So I don't have this, to me, it's just like George and I are getting married because we like really want to and we love each other, but also we like really want to throw like a massive party, you know? And like, I don't doubt, I mean, you know, God, who knows? But like, I feel very much like this is it.
Yeah.
But marriage, like it would be it without the marriage element too.
1000%.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I just don't have this like weighted thing on marriage, basically.